This is a Rosemary Sacramento production from the Wired Up TV family.
How's it going, my people? This is your boy Wired Up, and welcome to another episode of Wired Up TV. Hope you guys got your hands on the steering wheel and keeping your hands on the road, handling everything that needs to be handled. You guys know the drill, okay? One thing I want to talk about real quick is family and forgiveness. I know a lot of people that say, well, my family does this, oh, my family does this, and this, and this, and that, especially when they live with them. I know family can be very annoying. I know it can be hard to deal with them, especially when a lot of your family members don't listen or are stuck in their old ways when they're older. But we have to have patience because remember, not everybody agrees with what we think and what we say or what we do. We can be annoying ourselves, but we don't see it because it's us. We love us, right? Love your family members. You only get one family, and when they're gone is when, for some reason, we start to miss them. So let's not do that. Just like with Pac, right? When he was showing his face and giving you his all, people were shooting at him, trying to kill him. When he faked his death and went into hiding to handle his business, people were like, "We miss him." Everybody thought he was dead. Even his enemies were like, "Oh, Pac this, Pac that." Let's not do that. Let's not be like that. Okay? So guys, cherish your family. With that being said, let's get down to the video. Now, this video was what this video is going to be about, guys, is about the occult, the Illuminati, Masonry, okay? The secret societies that are in the music industry. You guys see it all the time with Harvey Weinstein. Basically, what is going on in Hollywood is that you have to do certain things to get that money. A lot of people say, well, selling your soul, that's just basically a figure of speech. Like, if you don't believe in, like, let's say if you're a big believer in family, you know what I'm saying? You love your family, you believe in keeping your family together. And for you to get that money, you have to move away from your family. You can't really bring them around. That's basically selling your soul for the money. So a lot of people didn't believe that Tupac was part of the Illuminati, part of the secret society, that the music industry has to offer. And you can see him here throwing up that sign, in the All Eyes on Me record, and right here with this gentleman right here with the braids. They're both throwing it up themselves, and this is in 1996, the one where he's with that gentleman with the braids. So Tupac was very much a Mason, and he was very intellectual, and he believed in being enlightened. He said it himself in many interviews that he has his own religion, where he believes certain things. So I mean, this right here is basically the proof that Pac was a Mason, But yeah, there's different ways that you can sell your soul. As you can see, Harvey Weinstein, what basically he was doing is getting young actresses and giving them roles in movies and promising them this and this and that in exchange for sex. Okay? And, he got caught in it right now, but he's been doing it for years, and people before him have been doing it for years. And the music industry is no different. You don't necessarily have to, have intercourse with the person that's helping you out, but there's different ways of selling your soul, okay? So Tupac was a Mason, and he was into, the occult and all kinds of different stuff of that nature, like a lot of other people in the industry are, okay? So now this is what I want to do, and I want to read this, which is very interesting, okay? The one on the right. Fleeing computer chips in 97. And this coming from a gangster rapper. Pay attention and you'll see his whole body of work is laced with knowledge from what he read and practiced, and also his intentions. Remember, he was out on bail when he died. The hearing of his appeal was scheduled for the 12th of September. And they would have sent him back to jail in a heartbeat for that Vegas incident. He was proclaimed dead on the 13th. Everyone around him said his biggest fear was getting locked up again. Another motive for faking his death. Also, he died supposedly on Friday the 13th, an important day to the occultist. I'm going to find his reading list and post it on here, and you'll see what he knew about. He read books on the Kabbalah, which plays a major role in what goes on in the world today. But again, I'm not getting into that. I'm just trying to get this message across without scaring people. Now, this is the other one on the left. Pac with the flames in the mirror. Okay, this is from the video Toss It Up. This is an occult technique, putting the elements of water and fire against each other. The mirror represents water because of the reflective nature. When light is reflected, that light then is polarized. Focusing on this polarized light causes a mind state which people call enlightened. Same technique used by Prophet Nostradamus and ancient seers. If you need links, just ask. This is the mist in mysticism. Remember, when all this is going down, pre-internet, pre-information being so available, therefore there is more secrecy around it. Or there was more secrecy around it in 96. Remember, it was pre-internet and all that stuff. Now, where the F are all of Pac's, jockers and haters. Different sides of the same coin. You're lost in the illusion. Okay, so basically this reader is educated on the occult and all these things. I have also read books and known people that were Masons, known people that were part of the music industry, have talked to a lot of Pac's people, and basically Pac was reading that Kabbalah and he was real interested in the Illuminati and all these things and what he had joined. That's why in 96, before he faked his death, the album was called Killuminati. That was one of the reasons. The other reasons, the way he spelled it and all that was, to give us clues that he was still alive. But one of the reasons is because he was talking a lot about the Illuminati. He was reading books on it right before he faked his death in 96. So you guys have to remember this, okay? And I remember that Pac was, he was a Mason. So was Suge. So was Snoop and Dre and all that. Even, the Death Row cover, they're wearing all black, shaped like a dime. I mean, these guys were satanic guys, all right? And, Pac was no different. Okay, how would you know about all this computer chip and things that were going to happen in the future if you didn't have the right connections? These people with money that know a lot of things we don't know, that know what, because they're friends with these people. Hey, bro, guess what's going to be released by our company? And these guys are the ones that work for the government and stuff. A freaking telephone where you can talk to people. I mean, you know what I'm saying, guys? People talk, dude. So that's how Pac picked it up. Remember, there was no internet back. I mean, there was the internet, but it was before the explosion and all that stuff. How would he know all this stuff? All right, that's one. Another thing is that, what the reader just blatantly mentioned was basically that he knew he was going to go to jail, especially after beating up Orlando. He knew where he was going to go. He knew he was going to go to jail. And everybody knows that his biggest fear was going to jail. You've heard it before. Even Reggie Wright has spoke about this before, that, the only thing Tupac was really worried about, that he wasn't worried about leaving Death Row. He wasn't worried about nothing. The only thing he was worried about is, am I going to jail? Am I going to jail? Am I going to jail? So, and, and then other people have also stated this. So, Pac, that was his main concern. So he knew he had to fake his death, all right? He already knew that. He knew that. Okay, now I want you guys to read this letter in its entirety, but I want you guys to hear this real quick, okay? Sentenced to die for treason. He was pardoned by the president and forced to exile in Cuba. Before he left, one person got his story, okay? So this whole note is basically talking about a movie which was going to be called 1999 that Pac was writing a script for. You know what I'm saying? And this movie basically is about this person and how America was going to be and taken over, and then how it was basically going to be a movie, right? Based on the dates 99 to 2001 and things of that nature. Now, the main character of the movie is forced to exile in Cuba, all right? These are things that are in Tupac's mind, y'all. Okay, he's thinking about all these things and what he's gonna do while he's in prison. He told y'all from point A to point B. All right, here's a big jewel that I already told you guys, but for y'all that haven't heard it, is that Pac wrote everything on binders. Okay, he wrote everything on binder. All right, my people, and he's following those plans exactly how he wrote them, from the first one he wrote to the last one. All right, and he knew he was gonna have to fake his death. Okay, he knew they were following him. He knew they were trying to assassinate him. Okay, he had a lot of enemies. He had a feeling that he was gonna go back to prison because his lawyer David Kenner was telling him it wasn't looking good. That it wasn't looking good. That he might have to try to finish his time off. So he knew he had to do something. And September 7th, '96 was that date. Even the dates are similar. I believe the date in this movie, 1999, is February 17th. So it's just Tupac had all this thing planned. You know what I'm saying? You take away the 1 and it's the 7. It's not exactly the same, but it's just he's putting clues out there, guys. And he had all this planned. Okay, he had his plans already, and he followed them. Okay, so he knew he was gonna go to prison, especially for what happened with the beating, which was probably all set up because a lot of people think that he was related to Orlando Anderson, or that he is related to Orlando Anderson. So, Pac knew he was gonna fake his death. This is more proof of that right here. Pac knew that, especially having insights, with a lot of people in high places. He was a Mason, and he was part of the, quote unquote secret society. So he knew, things that were being said, and he also had connections that we didn't have. And Cuba was one of them. All right. He was a very intelligent man that read till the cows came home. Tupac was not a dumb man. He is not a dumb man, and he never will be. Tupac is alive, and here's more proof of it. And we will continue to show you guys proof. Until the cows come home, until the chickens come home to roost. Now, with that being said, guys, keep your head up, keep positive. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Any information, send it to wireduptv4you@gmail.com. Keep your head up, keep positive, and as always, stay wired up. Talk to you guys soon.